Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news video recapping the events of the week April 29th to May 5th, 2016. Our top news stories this week included the bonus features on Batman v Superman's Blu-ray release are revealed, Supergirl is in danger of being cancelled due to budget constraints, and DC Comics gives us our first look at a variant cover for Superman Rebirth #1. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, Henry Cavill has posted another photo of himself as he gets back into Superman shape for his role playing the Man of Steel in the upcoming Justice League movie. This photo must have been taken a few days ago as Henry was spotted in London later in the week, clean-shaven. With its theatrical release all but over, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is a box office success, says The Hollywood Reporter, with the film likely to end up having grossed around $875 million worldwide. The movie will end up as the number 7 comic book movie of all time at the worldwide box office to date. While fans and critics continue to argue over the success or failure of the film, the fact is the movie made money for Warner Brothers. The film, costing at least $225 million to produce before marketing, has grossed more than Man of Steel, which took in $668 million globally. JB Hi-Fi, an Australian Blu-ray DVD store, has listed the bonus material that will be included in the Blu-ray release of Batman v Superman. The bonus material includes the following special featurettes: Uniting the World's Finest, Gods and Men, A Meeting of Giants, The Warrior, The Myth, The Wonder, Accelerating Design, The New Batmobile, Analyzing a New Legacy of Design Superman, Analyzing a New Legacy of Design Batman, Analyzing a New Legacy of Design Wonder Woman, Analyzing a New Legacy of Design The Batcave, The Might and the Power of a Punch, The Empire of Luthor, and Save the Bats. You can pre-order the Blu-ray and DVD release of Batman v Superman from our online store now. The folks at How It Should Have Ended are back with another animated short for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Here's a snippet.
When you got here, you had but an hour. Now it's less. Oh, snap. An hour? I better hurry then. Holy crap! Is this my mother, Lex? What? Yes. I mean, I flew around the city a few times and used my X-ray vision, but I gotta make sure, is this the mother of mine that you threatened to murder in front of my face? Yes, I said, that's the one, okay? You win. You diseased maniac.
Watch the full version at howitshouldhaveended.com. Can you believe it's almost been 10 years since Superman Returns was released on the big screen in 2006? Empire Online caught up with Superman himself, Brandon Routh, to ask him about the movie 10 years on. He said, "I think it was a very nice movie. It may not have been the Superman movie everyone wanted, and I completely understand that. It's hard to please everybody, but I'm very proud of it still, and proud of everyone who worked so hard to make it." In TV news, we've been waiting for an announcement that Supergirl has been renewed for a second season, but it seems the show is instead in danger of being cancelled due to budget constraints. The roughly $3 million per episode price tag CBS pays to broadcast Supergirl, one of the highest license fees ever for a freshman show, isn't quite justified by the ratings. 13 million total viewers tuned in to the heavily promoted premiere back in October, but about half the audience bailed out over the season, according to Nielsen. There are rumours circulating that CBS could do a deal to sell the show to the CW, where it would join fellow DC Comics shows such as The Flash and Arrow, but that appears to just be internet speculation at this point in time. Stay tuned. In comic book news, DC Comics has given us our first look at a variant cover for Superman Rebirth #1 by Andy Park. Scheduled for release on June 1st with a story by Peter J. Tomasi, Superman Rebirth #1 will also ship with a standard cover. DC Comics is giving away an all-new special edition of DC Superhero Girls #1 as part of their free offerings available during this year's Free Comic Book Day event, which will be held on Saturday, May 7th. Many comic book stores also host Free Comic Book Day parties and events that sometimes feature DC writers and artists as guests. Find your nearest participating comic book shop in the USA and Canada at dccomics.com. Comic books we reviewed this week included Superman Wonder Woman #28, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 5 out of 5, saying, "The more this story progresses, the more I'm enjoying it, despite the inevitable outcome." T.A. Ewart reviewed Justice League #49, saying, There is more action per panel in this issue than one would normally see in months worth of comics, and it means absolutely nothing, and he rated this issue a 3 out of 5. Superman comics available this week from May 4th include Adventures of Supergirl Chapter 8 digital comic has been available since May 2nd. Injustice Year 5 Chapter 20 digital comic has been available since May 3rd. Batman Superman number 32. Injustice Gods Among Us Year 5 number 9 print edition. Superman The Coming of the Superman number 4. DC Comics Bombshells Chapter 42 digital comic will be available May 7th. JLA Volume 8 trade paperback. And Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in the 8th Grade trade paperback. Carry your gear around in style with these awesome Batman v Superman backpacks and bags. Grab yourself the Batman v Superman backpack with detachable lunch bag set for $13.50. Or how about this Batman v Superman 16-inch cargo backpack, yours for just $10.50. These and other great Batman v Superman backpacks are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, 3 actors who have all played different versions of Jimmy Olsen will be appearing at the 2016 Superman celebration in Metropolis, Illinois this June. Mehcad Brooks, Mark McClure and Michael Landers will all be attending. Mehcad Brooks will be appearing at the Celebrity Autograph Sessions on Saturday, June 11th. Mark McClure will be appearing at the Autograph Zone on Friday, June 10th and Saturday, June 11th. And Michael Landers will be appearing at the Autograph Zone on Saturday, June 11th. Visit supermancelebration.net for further details about the 2016 Superman celebration taking place across June 9th to June 12th in Metropolis, Illinois. DC Comics' iconic character Lois Lane is back for more in Lois Lane Double Down, the second book in a new series from Switch Press, the young adult imprint of Capstone. Following the success of the first book in the series, Lois Lane Fallout, author Gwenda Bond returns with a new story of the adventures of a teenage Lois Lane as she begins to discover her passion for journalism and become the character loved by generations of fans. Order Lois Lane Double Down by Gwenda Bond now from the Superman Homepage online store. DC Comics are giving fans a chance to win one of 5 copies of Lois Lane Double Down. The sweepstakes ends on May 23rd and is open to residents of the USA who are 13 years of age or older. Head to dccomics.com to enter. The second episode of Season 2 of the DC Superhero Girls animated shorts is now online. Hero of the Month, Supergirl. Supergirl may be new to superhero high, but she's already a big hit. With her smashing entrances and out-of-control enthusiasm, Supergirl soars as Hero of the Month in a new episode of DC Superhero Girls, and new episodes debut bi-monthly at dcsuperherogirls.com. A multimedia tour of the Superman legend in Cleveland is offered for free by the Siegel and Schuster Society and Lunatech 3D. Visit the Superman in Cleveland Experience online tour via supermanincleveland.com and take interactive journeys through the world of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the creators of Superman. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month. The 3 questions we're asking you this time around are: in which comic book did Kara Zor-El make her first historical appearance? In a New 52 comic book era, what colour lantern cord ring did Supergirl obtain for a period of time? And what are the names of the 3 actresses who played live-action versions of Supergirl on film or television? If you think you know the answers to all 3 questions, come by our site now to submit your entry. And that's all the news there was for the week April 29th to May 5th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. It's good to see you. Thanks for watching. Today we continue our in-depth look at Batman v Superman, the colossal flop that's still in theaters and has made almost $900 million. And in that we go on to Superman. We've done Batman, we've done V, and now Superman. A lot of fans are unhappy. They want to attack Zack Snyder every chance they get. They want to say that this is not Superman, even though he's wearing the big S and the blue and red suit. They want to say he's too depressed, he's too unhappy, he's too non-hopeful, which his symbol is supposed to stand for. And in some cases, that is true. However, overall in the film, I posit that he is super inspiring, super hopeful, super heroic, and a super positive force in the Zack Snyder created DC movie universe that we are getting now. Now, Is it the universe we need? Is it the universe we wanted? Is it the universe that we hoped we would have? That's up to you to decide. For me, it's there, you know. Could it be more bright? Could it be more hopeful? Could there be more saving cats from trees and stopping telling of lies? I don't know if there could be. In today's world, I know that that's the theory that all the comic book writers and all the movie writers are putting forth. Although Marvel seems to be doing it just fine, and they seem to... Now, I'm not as versed in Marvel comic books, but I know there have been many changes made in the characters and the storylines and everything that goes on in those movies. However, they are much more fun, they are much more jokey, they are much more silly at times, and you do get more of a hopeful feeling in general, a friendship feeling, a feeling of togetherness, although we've got Civil War coming out this week, and that seems to be against all of that they built so far, even though I understand people have arguments. But here we have the biggest argument, the argument between the Dark Knight of Gotham and the Last Man of Krypton. The strange thing about it is, as we've said before, no one except Batman fans would ever say that these two titans were titans. There's one titan and then there's one guy in a batsuit. I make these jokes. I know they get old. I was attacked the other day online because someone doesn't like my jokes. But Superman stands for what is right, even in situations where everything seems to be against him. Now, I guess Batman does that too, and other heroes do that too. But in this movie, Batman is the guy that's out to murder someone, and Superman is the guy who just wants to save his mother when they get to the fight. From the beginning, Superman's musical strains are used incredibly well. I get a little bit weepy when the strains first begin to play when Lois is being held by the "Are you a terrorist?" guy out in the desert, and Superman shows up. Question being, when he flies that guy out the wall, is there any way he could have done that without him being dead? So a lot of people who are saying, yeah, Batman kills people, and you're saying, yes, he's out of character, but it'll be explained in the future because terrible things have happened to Batman. What about Superman? He kills somebody in the very first scene we see him in. I don't think that's true. I think you have to make up your own decision. Yes, on its face, it certainly looks like when you hit somebody at that speed and put him through a brick wall, there's probably no way he could have survived. A, is it really that much of a loss? B, I don't think Superman killed the guy. I think that, we've talked about this before, Superman is so fast in that moment that he stops or slows just enough to grab the man, and his fists go through the wall behind him, and the guy is still alive. He may have a broken rib or two. It's possible. There is some anger involved, and this is one of the things that people might say, well, Superman controls his anger. If he doesn't, his powers could get out of control, and then Batman's fears could be brought to fruition. And yes, in general, he doesn't hit someone that he knows he can't hit that hard, and he didn't. Even if he bruises some ribs or even breaks some, he could have hit him so hard that he just obliterated. And since the man was still in one piece last we saw him going through the wall, I tend to decide that he has not been killed. However, I like his little smirk. I like to see him go, you've done something really bad here. You don't want to mess with this lady. I've also read, does Superman save anyone besides Lois? And this is just insane because he saves the entire planet, which is what, 8 billion or 7 billion or 3 billion or whatever it is. I'm just spouting from a place of passion. I'm not talking about exact numbers, but whatever it is, billions of people were saved because of Superman at the end of Man of Steel. And billions of people are hypothetically saved at the end of Dawn of Justice when Superman sacrifices his own life. People said, why didn't he grab the spear and toss it over to Wonder Woman? Why didn't he tell Wonder Woman the spear was over there and Lois was drowning, go get it? Because I can't go save her because there's a kryptonite spear and it might kill me. Does that sound like Superman? No, it doesn't. Now, if he went and saved Lois, got the spear, and somehow limped it over to Wonder Woman, perhaps he wouldn't be dead. But Superman did what needed to be done. He saw Wonder Woman was just getting thrown aside, getting back up and fighting again, but that Doomsday wasn't going anywhere. He saw that when he cut off his arm, it got stronger. He saw that he was just getting bigger and more powerful, and eventually he would overwhelm Wonder Woman, overwhelm Superman, overwhelm the world, and kill everybody. So he did what he had to do. He knew it was a good chance, just like Lois did, that the kryptonite would affect Doomsday. He got it. He killed him. Now, how come no one asked that question in the Doomsday book? How come no one said, why didn't Superman just wait for someone else to kill Doomsday? Now, in the book it was more clear, and I would have liked them to do that in this movie. This is her debut, so they're trying to show her really strong, really powerful. But in the end there, before he used the spear, she could have been seemingly losing, and it looked more like it was kind of even. And Wonder Woman was kind of having fun with it. I like how she smirked. But because Superman does what he does, Batman realizes that he was wrong all along. He kind of realized it in the fight, and that's the thing. Superman goes there. It's a little questionable the way he lands. It's a little confrontational, and Batman was definitely waiting for a confrontation, and Superman strides pretty quickly as if he's going to fight. We know that his plan is to explain to Batman that he was wrong before and that he now needs his help to find Martha. It's a little selfish because he just told him not to be Batman, but now he needs his help, so it's okay. But he doesn't want to fight him, and at no point is he using the force it would take to disintegrate a person, just like the terrorist in the desert. Yes, he tackles Batman through a building. Yes, he throws him on the ground and tells him to stay down, but he knows he's in armor. And if he wanted to, when he pushes him down, he could push him to the other side of the planet. If he wanted to, he could put his fists through his chest. But it's clear through the fight that Superman has no intention of killing Batman. Now, when he gets hit with kryptonite and when things are looking more dire and when a little bit of anger sets in, a little bit of desperation sets in, he fights back a little harder and the armor starts to break apart. But he could have disassembled the armor piece by piece the very moment he came down there, and that might have been the way to go. Take the armor apart right away, tell him, listen, you're unprotected, but I'm proving to you that I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I've taken your armor apart in a second, and you're still alive, and everything is still fine. If I wanted you dead, you would be. And he does say that at one point, and I think Batman probably figures that out during the moment when he's, why do you say that name? Which obviously is the point where he realizes Superman is just as human as the rest of us and only cares about saving his mother, who is a human, and not about killing Batman or killing a human race or whatever it is that Bruce is so obsessed about happening. And Lex Luthor does such a good job through the movie of setting that situation up and really playing on that fear and manipulating the situation. But Superman inspires Batman to help someone that he was about to murder. And then further, when he sacrifices his life, he inspires Batman to change his ways. When he goes to see Lex Luthor in the cell, he doesn't brand him, he threatens him, but he stops. Possibly the worst person in the movie doesn't get the treatment that some of the other guys did, although they did say the one could have been a child predator. If that's the case, he probably deserved to be it. And again, as we said earlier, would it be such a loss? But Batman doesn't kill, Superman doesn't kill. In this movie, Batman has reached his wit's end. He has decided to do some of these extreme things. But Superman now, the, according to some fans, non-beacon of hope, dark symbol that's in the movie, inspires him to stop being so nasty and to try and revert his ways.